Hey everybody, how's it going? Pancheezey here coming at you with a quick review for the Dragon Stars series entire third wave review. Let's do it! Okay, so right off the cuff, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. These figures, this whole line, Dragon Stars, is always going to be compared to SH Figuarts. Let's just get out of the way. Let's just air it out. These are what people are comparing it to, SH Figuarts. I mean, obviously, they're both 12th scale figures. They're articulated and they have Dragon Ball characters, and SH Figuarts is the most recognizable brand that does articulated Dragon Ball figures. You could also squeeze in Figurize with that. That's another new line on the scene, but most of the time they're going to be compared to SH Figuarts. Now, Dragon Stars burst onto the scene in 2017 with their first two waves, and for the most part, a lot of people skip them, not solely based on their quality or what they were, but just because the characters that they released in 2017 were characters that were already taken on by SH Figuarts and even Figurize. They did Goku, they did Vegeta, they did their Super Saiyan forms, they also did Frieza and Beerus, all characters that have gotten articulated incarnations before. But Wave 3 actually marks new ground for this line, or any articulated Dragon Ball figure at that. So for the first time we have a hit figure, and for the first time we have a Zamasu arc Super Saiyan Trunks as well, which is super cool. I mean, it's really nice to see other figures finally competing with SH Figuarts. Not to say that in a bad way, of course. It's just cool to get a little bit of variety in between lines and stuff like that. And you never know, maybe eventually SH Figuarts will do a hit, and eventually they'll do a Zamasu era Trunks and stuff like that. There's definitely been interest in those with polls and stuff like that, but for the time being, this is what we have and this is where we're at. So let's just go ahead and crack these open and take a look. Alright, so first up we got Super Saiyan Trunks right here, and you know, right off the bat, let me just go ahead and say these are $20 figures, ladies and gents. I mean, when comparing them to a higher end quality figure that's going to cost you up towards $50 or $60, you really got to suspend a little bit of disbelief here. And you know, let me tell you, man, for what we're looking at here for a $20 figure, this is pretty nice. This is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I have had experience with the first two waves, and I can definitely tell there's a lot of improvement here between the first two waves. Now, albeit Trunks is a thinner character, they really knocked it out of the park with Beerus, actually. Beerus is probably my favorite character of the first two waves, and it's definitely shining through with Trunks as well. The head sculpt, the face specifically, is pretty good. Now, the hair isn't as refined or spiky or sharp as SH Figuarts or Figurize or what have you, but it's still pretty nice, albeit it does look a little wonky, like straight head on from here. It does look a little weird, not gonna lie. Also, his feet are a little big too. That's another odd thing I noticed from some of the pictures that were being posted online. But in terms of general all-togetherness, like, the figure looks pretty good. So for articulation, his head, you know, spins all the way around if you wanted to do that, I guess. Up and down, there is zero. There is zero movement on that front, unfortunately, so there's not a lot of options there. But in terms of the arm, it can go up this much. It twists all the way around right here. You got a bicep swivel going on in this direction, and you got this going on for the range of movement for the elbows, which are double jointed, but the sculpt does hinder that just a little bit, but you do get more than 90 degrees, which is pretty good. The wrists also as well can go full 360 around, and they go up and down a good bit too. The legs, it does have this little bit of movement right here. It's on a ball right here, you can tell, but the thighs can swivel full 360. The knees look like they just get 90 degrees right here. It can go up this. Oh shit, it's not good. Easy enough to put back. The legs only go up this much. You can kind of get it going like this maybe, but you kind of have to finagle that joint right here. And of course his knee is like off to the side, and to the back you don't really get that much movement at all. The foot down here does swivel all the way around. It's on a hinge, but because of the sculpt of the upper boot, you don't get that much movement, unfortunately. There is a pivot. Is there a pivot? No, it's just because of the soft plastic. Barely any pivot, it's just on a ball joint down there, but the sculpt does hinder the movement a lot. I don't know, man, like I keep on saying, it's a $20 figure, you guys. I'm not gonna go ahead and hold it to the same standards of an SH Figuarts or Figurize even, because the Figurize does have a lot more experience with hinge and joint technology and stuff like that, so that I do hold that to a higher standard. But for what it is, paint apps are pretty great. On the back right here, you got a spot where you can put the little sword. Pretty dope. Pops right in just like that. Pretty sure you can take the hilt out. Oh, nope, you can't take the hilt out. But that's a weird choice that you can't take the hilt out. But it also comes with his sword right here, as well as updated Dragon Ball Super Sword. And he comes with an assortment of hands as well, which is actually pretty impressive. He comes with 2 of these little blast hands right here, and he comes with 2 of these little holding hands right here, and of course he comes with his closed fists too. Like I said, you guys, suffice it to say, for as unenthusiastic as I might sound in the review, I do really enjoy this figure. I think it's pretty cool for what it is at its price point. It is a pretty solid figure. His range of movement leaves a little bit to be desired, but in terms of what we're working with, it is pretty good, not gonna lie. The sculpt, pretty great too. Also forgot to mention that his waist, you can go all the way around with his waist. Not a lot of crunch at all, barely any. We're talking like centimeters, millimeters even. But like I was saying, for where we are now, this is our only option for Super Saiyan Trunks from Super, and it's good, you know? It's not bad. Like I said, again, broken record here, $22. It is not a bad thing at all. If you want to display him with your regular trunks, it's super tight. If you want to go ahead and get some figure photography, you can finagle some angles or whatever you want to do, and you can get it looking good. So before we move on to the next figure in the line, if you want to see him scaled next to other Trunkses or other figures from other lines, just go ahead and wait till the end of the review, and I'll have him stacked up against everybody else. Okay, so next up to bat, we got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, aka Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the mix. And he looks good as well. I will say one thing, compared to the Wave 1 Goku we got and Wave 2 Goku we got, this one is leaps and bounds above the first one as well. The head sculpt alone is really, really nice. I'm not going to lie, the head sculpt is really wowing me right now. I really like the way his hair is sculpted. His facial features as well are really, really nicely detailed, and just basically all around, this figure is looking good, man. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I will say, for one thing that it has over SH Figuarts, let's just go ahead and appreciate full sleeves, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and gals. We got full sleeves in the mix. This is something I never knew I wanted until I saw it on this figure. And I know it might be a small thing, but it's the little things that make these figures pop. So hopefully SH Figuarts hops on the train of full sleeves, and hopefully it just doesn't stay stuck to the Dragon Stars line. But in terms of articulation, it's more or less the same as the Super Saiyan Trunks we got. Whoops. Oh my god. I was messing with the head earlier and I was popping them on and off, so just do what you want with that information. The head does rotate a full 360 degrees around. You got the arms, same deal, full 360, biceps swivel. We got the double jointed elbows as well. We got the fists doing this little number right here. The waist as well goes full all the way around. Not a lot of crunch here, ab crunch here, but we do get a little bit more than we got with the trunks. That's not saying much though, unfortunately. With the legs, we got the same deal as well. Right here we have that thigh hinge technology kind of in the mix right here. You see it. The legs have the same amount of motion, and the feet as well got the same amount of motion as trunk. So this Goku does come with another set of blasting hand, which is pretty cool. And then as well as the fists that come on the figure already. Dude, I'm impressed. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not gonna mince words. This is impressing me greatly. In terms of this figure having a direct counterpart in SH Figuarts and Figurize now as well, I'm stoked. I like it, man. This is getting the A-OK from me. Boom, the Pancheezey. Got him, the Pancheezey seal of approval, like that means anything. But this is really great. This is super dope. Alright, moving on to the next one. Okay, and last but not least, we have hit right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The coup de grace, the cream of the crop, saving the best for last, because I sure as hell wouldn't put him in the beginning of the video, because all you wolves and savages would have just watched it and clicked the rest off. I know how the game works. I'm one of you. Stupid. But here we go. Here's Hit. First impressions, he's got long arms. Let's not mince words. This man has got a reach, son. Let me tell you, why are his arms so long? Maybe because he's taller? I guess. This guy's got some long arms, dude. Yo, he looks like Michael Jackson at the end of Space Jam, kinda. That's a little harsh. But his arms are pretty long. That's my first impression. Moving past first impressions, it's good, man. It's nice, and you know, a lot of it could be just because we don't have an articulated Hit figure already. You know, I'll agree to it. You know, that has a lot to do with it. But at face value, it is looking good. The head sculpt is nice. The sculpt on his like clothes and his like little skirt thing is looking nice. Everything is just looking good. The paint apps are really nice. It's looking good, man. Full marks, dude. This is great. So in terms of articulation, we're not going to start off on a high point, unfortunately. So he doesn't have the biggest range of movement in terms of his head. You can get his head to spin all the way around. I wouldn't recommend it, just because of the softer plastic they use with this line. His collar is made from a harder plastic. His whole upper torso is made from a harder plastic than his head, and it will scrape against his face. You see my little guy right here. He's got some of the paint rubbed off on his upper lip. Whatever, it's no big deal. I'll just take like I'll just take some paint to it. It'll be fine. But that's a little bit of caution, because it will go ahead and scratch this guy up and whatever, which is a little unfortunate, because this right here, just like he's saying right here, it's no bueno. Going down to his torso, you get the full 360, much like the Trunks and the Goku. Not a lot of range of movement right here. Moving on to his shoulders, you get a little bit higher range of movement just based on his sculpt right here. You can go up a little higher than that. Of course, you got the bicep swivel, you got the double jointed elbows. His sculpt does make it a lot better in terms of his double jointed elbows, which is really great, because Hit is mostly known for this little pose right here, like his boxing pose and whatever, and then he just goes ahead and like throws those jabs at you, those lightning fast jabs. So if there was any figure in this line that would have a really great double elbow articulation, I'm super glad it was Hit. So good on that one. Moving down to his legs, it has much better range of movement than the Goku and Trunks. It can go higher up this way. It can go back super far back, and his knees also have a much better range of movement right here, as you can see. You could probably even push it a little further beyond. Little Dragon Ball joke for you guys, dumb. And right here, his foot has the best range of movement out of all of these, just because of the sculpt as well. You might even get a little pivot out of this guy. Whoa, look at that. Breaking new ground for this line right here. Another thing I want to go ahead and talk about is his little skirt thing right here. It's made out of really nice soft plastic, so you can go ahead and get his legs in some really nice poses and whatnot, and he actually has that option because this is made out of really soft plastic, so that's pretty tight. Moving on to the back, not a lot going on there, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, this Hit is definitely the star of the Dragon Star. Dumb. This Hit is the star of this line, no question, man. A lot of people are going to be picking up Hit from this line, and Hit only from this line, just because he has no other articulated counterpart. And that's okay, man, because he is the shining star of the line, and it is a pretty good figure. Aside from having to worry about his paint and his mold kind of getting scratched up from his collar, this figure is definitely a home run. Also, it comes with these little hands right here. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with like these little choppy hands and whatever, because he has a lot of scenes depicting him with like the chopping hands. I don't know what to really call them. I'm not a martial artist. I'm not Hit. I'm not in the Dragon Ball universe, so I don't know. But it's dumb. But this can kind of substitute for that if you want to go ahead and pop his little hand off and then pop this little guy in there. I guess you could kind of get that to substitute for this little guy right here. You know, your imagination is limitless, so do whatever you want with it. I don't know, I'm not your dad, but it is definitely a good figure. Even the $20 mark aside, this is a pretty solid figure. Not gonna lie, good marks, full marks for this one. This is really nice. Okay, and here we go. We got them all lined up. We got the Dragon Stars figures right here, and then we have the Dragon Stars Super Saiyan Trunks compared to the SH Figuarts Trunks. Now, this is a topic for a whole other video, but SH Figuarts is pretty much synonymously known for being way out of scale, way out of whack. This Trunks is notoriously short, and that's comparing it to this guy, albeit he is younger in this than when he is in that. Do whatever you want with that information, whatever. We got a hit sitting right next to the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, aka Super Saiyan Blue Goku from SH Figuarts, and the scale is right. They got it right, they got it tight. Let me tell you boys, stupid. They did definitely get it right. He's looking really good next to the SH Figuarts Goku right here. And then, you know, just to go ahead and throw it up in the mix, we got a figurized Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here. And no, I'm not only putting the Super Saiyan 4 Goku in here because that's the only figurized kit I've built. That's definitely not the reason. But let's just go ahead and say that's the reason. But it scales pretty nicely with the figurized kits as well. And while we got all these guys together, let's go ahead and throw the Bath in there as well. One of the bread and butters of this line is that you're going to get a merged Zamasu Bath right here, where he's like half mortal, half immortal, you know, bugging out and stuff. His other arm's gonna be like super huge, and it's really good. This Bath is really blowing my mind. The head sculpt alone and the detail in the head and stuff, really nice. But we'll go ahead and review that when the second half of this wave comes out, or the fourth wave, whatever you want to call it. We'll go ahead and we'll get that Bath, you know, properly reviewed. But this is the line, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the line right here. Hit, Goku, Trunks, and I like it. It's not bad, you know. I've said it, I literally said it a million times. Go ahead and take a drink every single time I've said it's $20, ladies and gentlemen, and definitely get inebriated very fast. But like I said, it's $20, man. This figure, this line is doing God's work for $20, let me tell you. It's nice. It's got double joints, nice range of movement, albeit not a lot going on in ab crunch and stuff like that, and head movement, but it gets the job done. Like I said, this Dragon Stars Super Saiyan Blue Goku looks nice compared to the SH Figuarts. Of course, SH Figuarts is going to look a little better, but it's a higher price point as well. But it stacks up really nice. And in terms of the Super Saiyan Trunks, we don't have an iteration of Super Saiyan Trunks from Super yet, so it looks pretty good. And Hit right here, the shining star of the wave, is looking phenomenal. Center stage, ladies and gentlemen, he's looking great. So if you guys definitely see these out and about, and you want to go ahead and start collecting a new line, definitely try it out. Dragon Stars is doing its thing, man. It's making a name for itself now that it's finally out of the muddy waters of characters we already have in other lines. It's breaking new molds, breaking new grounds with Hit and Super Saiyan Trunks from Super. I think they're doing well, and I'm super excited to see what they have in store for their next wave. So who knows, man? This might actually be your go-to line for some of these characters that SH Figuarts or Figurized hasn't gone to yet, and I'm totally cool with that. This Hit is looking good right next to this Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and I'm pleased, man. Let me tell you, Dragon Stars, this line is looking good. So if you see him out and about, definitely give it a shot, man. You won't be. I'm not gonna say you won't be disappointed because I'm not you, but I wasn't disappointed. So I don't know what to say. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As usual, if you guys like this kind of stuff, I have a whole show about posing figures and stuff called Posing Ain't Easy. I review a lot of more videos. You can find them right here. I don't review videos, I review figures. I don't know why I said that. But you can find that stuff right here, this playlist right here. As usual, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for always, constantly supporting my content, my passion for making videos about figures and other stupid stuff. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.